Have HMRC, the UK tax agency, really overconfused and complicated crypto taxes with their DeFi guidance? Perhaps they've scored a bit of an own goal. The reaction by the crypto industry in general has been one of dismay, confusion, and outright disappointment. In fact, Crypto UK commented, this inconsistent approach by HMRC creates friction for crypto investors, adds undue reporting requirements for the consumer, and creates tax compliance confusion. But what actually does this guidance say, and how does it impact you, the crypto and DeFi investor? Well, let's take a closer look. In February 2022, HMRC released their guidance Crypto 60000 on DeFi, that is Decentralised Finance taxation here in the UK. And to start on a positive and fair note to HMRC, they have in a kind led the way internationally with detailed tax guidance on this area, whilst other tax agencies such as the IRS in the USA and CTA in Canada have remained silent. But before I get into the bones of DeFi taxes, for those of you who are still unsure what DeFi is exactly, well, in short, it covers financial services through a decentralized blockchain. A wide range of services such as lending, borrowing, earning rewards like interest, and trading financial instruments are included under the DeFi umbrella. Most DeFi applications currently are built on the Ethereum blockchain due to something quite smart contracts. The premise is that DeFi eliminates the intermediary or the middle person like you get in the traditional financial system. And by doing this, it aims to make transactions cheaper, faster, more accessible, and more efficient. This picture succinctly illustrates the difference between the traditional financial system and decentralized financial system built on the blockchain. The ultimate mission for decentralized finance is to be accessible to anyone with an internet connection, and according to various sources, that includes the estimated 1.7 billion people across the world that don't yet have access to a simple bank account. In DeFi, depositing your crypto is often termed lending or staking, and earning interest is often known as a reward. Let's say you had £10,000 and decided to deposit, that is in effect lend it to your high street now online bank or building society for a period of time, and in return they paid you 2.5% interest. So if you were to lock away your pound sterling for, say, 12 months, you will simply have earned £250 in interest. So this interest is subject to income tax here in the UK, but comes under the 1,000 savings allowance. So ignoring just this for a moment, you would end up paying either 20%, 40%, or 45% on this interest income under income tax rules. But here's the key: the moment you transfer your £10,000 to your bank and after 12 months your £10,000 principal amount is returned to you with the interest, these transactions are not actually subject to any tax. And this is where the taxation of DeFi, according to HMRC's new guidance, becomes very interesting. Staking your crypto coins or tokens can mean a lot of things, but in substance, it often involves in the main locking away your coin token for a period of time in return for a reward, like my earlier example. But what actually happened before HMRC brought in this new guidance in February of 2022? Well, quite simply, any DeFi-related transactions were simply seen as a wallet-to-wallet swap, so essentially they were non-taxable. Now, HMRC, under section 61620 of the Crypto Tax Manual, have intimated that the moment you stake or lend your crypto to a DeFi protocol, that's platform in crypto speak, you could have triggered a capital gains tax event. Now, I use the word could, and I'll explain why later in this video. And what's more, if you're a liquidity provider, you probably will get back what's known as an altcoin back representing your crypto state. When a re-exchange happens, that is when you remove your coin, this could also trigger a taxable event for capital gains tax purposes. Confused yet? I thought so. And that's just from a lender's point of view. If you are a DeFi borrower of crypto, like you can on DEXs, that is decentralized exchanges such as Compound, Uniswap, and Aave, for example, then there are potential tax implications here too. But that's for another video, so do subscribe and switch on your notification for this one. So what are your first thoughts on this? Unfair, confusing, daft, rip-off, double tax? Well, I'd be very interested to hear what you think in the comments below. So do I think HMRC have actually thought this through? Now, I want to be as balanced as possible in my view, and HMRC will have put thought and consideration into this. And HMRC's interpretation of the tax rules will be based on case law as it stands on the date of publication, and that's the 22nd of February 2022. Remember earlier in the video when I said could trigger a taxable event? So their logic is as follows. They state it essentially comes down to beneficial ownership, and if this is transferred by you, the lender, to the borrower or DeFi protocol, then essentially you have disposed of your crypto as it is deemed you no longer control your crypto. And beneficial ownership is seen to be transferred when the borrower can do what they like with your crypto. So going back to our example, if the borrower can further lend out your coins and earn a margin or some sort of equity economic benefit, just like a traditional bank would, then beneficial ownership is more than likely being transferred, even though you will get your crypto back at some point in the future. They then explain that it comes down to the terms of the contract. So that'll be the smart contract. Because the cryptoverse is such a diverse and rapidly expanding space, HMRC, in my opinion, have sought to lock in taxable events and thus tax revenue at the earliest points possible. Because in theory, an investor could potentially disappear in the cryptoverse given its complexity and anonymity, and perhaps never end up paying any tax at all. There's no doubt there are still many questions left unanswered. What if you stake your crypto on a centralized exchange, like Binance, using a custodial wallet and maintain the ability to sell your crypto at any time? What if you do a crypto-to-crypto swap with a stablecoin? How would you even know if beneficial ownership or control has actually been transferred? When are these guidelines actually effective, and can they be applied retrospectively? So put me your questions in the comments below, as I'm doing a lot of research and testing in the crypto taxes space, and I'll hope to provide you with a good steer where I can. So whilst we have our views and opinions, and rightly so, on whether the new DeFi tax guidance is fair, complex, sustainable, we also have to get our ducks in order to make sure we are not the ones that get a HMRC compliance check letter for not following the guidance, or worse still, not submitting anything at all.
Oh no!
And yes, I agree, unless you get yourself organized, and reporting for DeFi taxes is probably going to be quite a ball ache. But if you set yourself up with a software like Coinly, for example, in the UK, like I have, it will seamlessly deal with your DeFi tax reporting for you, as well as vanilla buy, hodl, and selling events for your crypto taxes. Once I've automatically connected my wallets and exchanges to Coinly, the rewards from my Binance staking is automatically picked up when you refresh the software and reported in my tax summary and report. The good news is Rishi Sunak, the UK Chancellor, in his Making the UK a Crypto Asset Hub announcement on the 4th of April, suggested the UK government will explore ways of enhancing the competitiveness of the UK tax system to encourage further development of the crypto asset market in the UK. It will review how DeFi loans, where holders of crypto assets lend them out for a return, are treated for tax purposes. But here's my view: spending your energy on cursing HMRC is perhaps not the most conducive unless you have deep pockets, time and resources to perhaps influence tax policy. But if you focus your mind and attention on tax strategies that can help you mitigate your crypto and overall taxes, then this video will surely assist you as to how you can use your losses and other tips in an effective way to slash your taxes.